Well, can you imagine working with your spouse 24/7? That could be too much togetherness for some, but all this week we're introducing you to couples who are thriving in business and in love. Today we're heading to Josephine, the restaurant where the love between Andy and Karen Little is part of everything they serve.
I thought I would just come in here and show you this particular bottle.
Okay, so how did you guys meet?
We both worked at an inn in Irwina, Pennsylvania. It was called Evermay on the Delaware. He was the chef there and I was the innkeeper. You know, he was already a trained chef. I was still learning about all these things. So we had clicked over that, but then later discovered we both had music degrees and clicked over that even more.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to share time and talk about degrees that you're not using.
How do you two collaborate?
Too many times with creative people, they need to find an editor. To be able to have someone that you trust to edit those ideas, for me, is very important. I have a lot of dumb ideas, I think is what I'm trying to say.
No, not really. I get to be his occasional editor, but I feel like it's really unusual to have somebody who's as creative as Andy and then also as good at business side of things. I'm more of the people side of things, both in the front and the back.
What about when there's conflict? How do you handle that?
It's all about figuring out communication, because one of the pitfalls with working with your spouse is, and this is a positive and a negative, I think, we know exactly which buttons to push and when to push them. And so the positive aspect of that is when one of us needs a boost, we know exactly where to go. The negative part of that is if you want to get in, you know exactly where to go. Working together and working through it and communicating, knowing that at the end of the day, we're still on the same team. We still trust each other, we still love each other, and we just have to get through that.
How much togetherness is too much togetherness?
If we don't pay attention to it, we are together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To the point of it, I don't think that this is a negative. We sometimes schedule time apart, you know, because I feel like you have to.
Travel is really important to you too, isn't it?
The whole time we're doing anything, we'd to Italy, France, or just go to Charleston or whatever, and so we're there eating and drinking and trying everything. We're sort of those 6 or 7 meals a day people when we're traveling. Go somewhere like the French Laundry where you spend a mortgage payment on a dinner. But for other people, they go to Disney and they go to a resort in Mexico. We go to a really beautiful dinner somewhere. Every time we come back from places, we always have some new ideas and some new plans, because you kind of see what everybody else is doing and you can measure what you're doing here professionally.
Valentine's week is a big time for couples to come out and celebrate. What do you guys have going on?
We'll be right here serving dinner.
So these are a couple of the dishes that'll be on Valentine's Eve, and then we'll probably make it on Valentine's Day too. This is a hazelnut agnolotti, so basically like a self-sealing ravioli, butternut squash, sage, brown butter, and some pretzel crumb. Then this is a celery root soup with some caviar from Kentucky, a little bit of celery on top. And I have the lobster risotto with Meyer lemon.
And Bia Carte Salmon champagne. I don't think we've not worked on a Valentine's Day in about 10 years, so.
Maybe even longer than that.
Probably longer than that.
Yeah.
So we'll just be spending it here, enjoying each other's company.